Okay, my loves, welcome back to Simone Sees. I am back with another energetic tap in, and let me get my little handy dandy notebook because I have several downloads that I have been tapping into. So we're going to get right into it. I just did a separate video that I will be uploading regarding some downloads that are needed for whoever needs it. Take what applies and leave the rest. Now, this particular download, as we're going to get into it, is surrounding Vegas, okay? And I got Sparks, Nevada, but definitely some Las Vegas energy, okay? And I know y'all see it. Big deck energy, okay? So we tapping into this big deck energy, all right? So let me get into these downloads. Let's just get right into it. Vegas and Sparks, okay? Now, the main energy that the downloads have been showing me is about finding evidence, okay? And the evidence is being found of some type of spiritual work, okay? Because I keep finding spiritual work and tools, okay? So this is surrounding somebody finding out that somebody can do spiritual work, or they use spiritual tools, and getting a different perspective, okay? So somebody is definitely losing their charm. So surrounding this evidence and spiritual worker tools, I was led to watch Monster House by the American Horror Story series. I believe it's season 1 was Monster House. And in Monster House, there were spirits that were living in the basement under the house, okay? Now, previous to this download, I was led to watch a movie. I cannot remember the name of the movie, but I will list it for reference following me completing this download. But in the movie, there's this man, it's a melanated man, and he lives in this outskirts in kind of this wooded area, right? Well, he's going through some financial struggles, and he has to find a way to make some money. He can't find a job. He's kind of like losing friends, family members, what have you. But in this energy, he meets this man who offers to rent the house out to him. He goes through a couple of things, couple of mishaps, which leads him to agreeing to sign a contract and rent his basement or his cellar out to this gentleman. And in doing that, he learns that the gentleman is plotting on him to take his home and stuff. Now, this might not have anything to do with it, but it's definitely about hidden energy, because the man was actually hiding his intentions and his motives as to why he wanted to rent the man's house. He ended up building a cage in the man's cellar / the little basement off to the side of his house and staying in there. So it was kind of like a setup for him. Of course, once you receive mail at an address and you are now it's legally, you're bound and you're tied to that address. It takes a lot to get rid of a person. And I've had instances in personal situations to where I have lived places, received mail there, and I could have taken legal action. However, to alleviate the situation and to prevent further drama and protecting myself and my children, I was led to just walk away from the situation. But legally, when you do have mail at an address and you have been using a person's address to get mail there and all that kind of stuff, you're legally tied to that address. So something about being legally tied to something, okay, or legally bound to something by some type of documentations could be significant. But my son, what led me to this after watching Monster House, is my son found my daughter's pendulum. Now, I'm doing this. This is public. This is not a secret that I'm into spiritual work and spirituality for the greater good. I do not do dark dark energy work, okay? I do it for the greater good, okay? For protection and that stuff, not the other. I'm not doing nothing to harm nobody, okay? My son found my daughter's pendulum. This is no surprise to me because we're very open about our spirituality. Everybody knows how we are, how we get down, how we live, okay? But my son found my daughter's lost pendulum. It had been missing for a while, so he found it last night, and it was in his toys. Well, I keep finding different things, okay? Like hair, something about burning hair again, okay? Finding somebody's hair. And then my charms, I keep finding this one particular charm keeps falling off of my charm bracelet, and I keep finding it, okay? But I keep finding it. So this is about finding certain things, learning certain things, and gaining a new perspective, because this is gonna tie in later, okay? So it didn't surprise me that he found it, because at the end of the day, I know who be here and who don't. So there's only particular individuals who are allowed to enter my space. So I know what is what, where is where, and who is who, and what's going on, okay? I just observe a lot of things. So also I also been finding trash everywhere, like littering, like it's been very heavy, okay? Like finding different things that are just abnormally not supposed to be in those areas, but like going on a walk and random pieces of litter or trash are like everywhere, like could be picked up, but it's just there, okay? So finding trash and litter everywhere. And then I was drawn to watch Monster House again, American Horror Story Monster House, and how there were a lot of supernatural occurrences that were evident but disregarded or ignored. Then that led me to angry spirits, because there were angry spirits in that house who have been stuck there due to the harm that has been done to them. Then flies and gnats have been super heavy, right? Monitoring spirits, okay? So there was this little gnat, and it's been heavy, okay? It's been heavy with that energy. But I've been noticing this gnat, and every time I try to go for it, it hides, it disappears somewhere, okay? And finally, right before I tapped into this energy, I saw the gnat. It was on the sink, and it's so wild that when I went to get the gnat, it jumped and it moved under a little space that's between the stove and the counter. So it went under the little space and it was hiding there. So I went about, kept washing my little dishes, doing what I'm doing. I see the gnat on the sink again. It comes out of the space, and I see the gnat again. I try to hit it again, and it literally jumped back under the crawl space and hid under there, okay? So I'm like, oh, wow, this thing is really playing with me right now. Like, they're really testing me right now. So I said, okay, we're going to end this right now. I got a knife, and I just slid the knife across the little area under the area where it's at, and it came out, and I got the gnat, okay? End the story. It's out of there. So that also led me to think about when my son keep finding stuff, and it was missing items, okay? Something about missing items, like stolen items, again, like burning hair. And then I've been getting a lot of energy where I'm seeing the elders are saying, like, don't leave your hair around, burn your hair and do all of that, because if somebody gets a hold to it, they could do roots on you. I'm also seeing things about people taking their clothes and items to have root work put on a person. Okay, and again, somebody's charm is wearing off, because I can see it's like a mask is slipping, okay? And again, my son turned the mask on, and that was evident. Something about somebody's pajamas, too. Finding somebody's pajamas or taking somebody's pajamas. Okay, and then there could be something about, again, the spirits in the house, okay? And then, now that I'm getting into it, I'm hearing the main event. So something about, you know how they say here's the main event when you boxing or whatever. So the main event energy is coming up heavy, okay? So Halloween may be significant in some type of a main event.